The market trades sideways all day, boring us to tears. Did we get information in the overnights? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so the market basically chopped around all day in a pretty narrow range, which bored us to tears and gave us no real information as to what's going to happen next. So in this video, what we're going to do is zoom out and make a case for both the bulls and the bears and what we're looking for. I'll get into all that in just 1 second. But first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, quick housekeeping note. This is the last video of the week as I am traveling tomorrow and will be out of town. Also, I have a very exciting announcement about PT's room that will come later in the video, so make sure you stick around to check that out. Now, let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the daily futures chart for the S&P 500, and we're zoomed out here. We're going to take a look at the overall count and where we're at. We've had some requests for a zoom out, and this is a good time to do that since nothing really of note happened today, as well as some structural things and what's going on here for both the bulls and the bears. So as we zoom out here, okay, back in October, okay, we think we completed bigger wave 3 of our count, and then we got an ABC and an expanded B wave here is still how I count that. That may change depending on how all this plays out. The 3 may move to the high over here, but this is a pretty clear 3-wave pattern up, which generally means it's an expanded B wave. So on the conclusion of 3, we started down in 4 as we talked about, as I've been talking about since last July, coming up to this level and coming back down to this level. That's how Elliott Wave works. Very powerful stuff. If you haven't seen my big picture video, it's my main video on my channel. As soon as you get to my YouTube channel, check out that video. It explains the big picture really well and in detail and shows the power of Elliott Wave, because at that time we were at about 3,800, I think. And Elliott Wave had us going up to this 4,800 region and pulling back to this 4,100 region long before we ever got here. Okay, so as we thought we would push up to this region, and we've pulled down in 4. Now the question is, are we done with 4? Or are we still trying to complete 4? And that's really the crux of where we're at in the count. We are trying to figure out if this move up is going to continue to be a bullish rally that starts wave 5 higher up towards that 5,500 region, or if we still need to see another low down around 4,000 to complete this bigger wave 4. So let's look at both the case for the bulls and the bears at where we stand right now. So let's start with the bulls. So what is going well for the bulls? Well, first, structurally, you have a massive inverted head and shoulders here, okay? And if that plays out, that targets about 4,800 for this wave 1 up, which would be perfect. And then we would look for a pullback to 4,400 from there. Now, also on top of this inverted head and shoulders, you have a daily bottoming signal down here, okay, that fired. And if you look, any of these green bars down here on the bottom, you can see they lead to about 200 to 500 point rallies, just depending on how strong they are and what point of the structure they're in. You can see over here, they pushed up 200-300 points. Here, they pushed up like 400 points. Down here, they pushed up 500 points. So with these bottoming signals, 1 is they can come in a little early, and 2, what you're looking for is divergence, which is what we kind of have here, where you see a bigger green bar over here, okay, and a lower green bar. So the green bar is less here on this daily bottoming signal, and what you have is a lower low here and a higher low here. So the market is moving up while the green bars are moving down in size, and that is usually a very strong clue that we are going to have another extended rally higher. So the bulls have some things going their way in both this bottoming indicator that is usually pretty good if you look back through all these green bars. Sometimes they're a little bit early, but generally within a few days of the green bar coming up, we see a pretty strong move to the upside. So could be in the midst of that, and the overall count favors the bulls. So that's what the bulls have going for them right now. Now, what do they not have going for them? What are the issues with the count for the bulls? The biggest issue is this pullback. Okay, this 1 in brackets that I have right here, this pullback down here crossed over into wave 1 territory, which generally invalidates an Elliott wave. But there are 2 other potentials that we're looking at that wouldn't be the standard wave, where this wave 4 would have held above this wave 1 and then moved higher. The first is that they can move directly lower in this circle 2 here. We're counting all of this as wave 1. We get a lower low in 2 and then push higher in wave 1 of 3. I am liking that option a lot less with this move up. It is pushing the limits of how far this move up can go before it kind of no longer makes sense for that to be the count. And really 44.94 is what we're looking at. If they move above that, then it's very unlikely that this wave 2 is going to happen and that this is wave 1. So this count I don't really love, but it is still possible. The other potential is that this all finishes out in a leading diagonal. As I talked about, when wave 4s cross over wave 1s, okay, then it would invalidate a standard wave, but does give the opportunity for a diagonal to take place. And in that case, you would have an ABC structure up here for wave 5 and push up towards the 4750 to 4800 region. I don't love that option because diagonals are pretty unreliable and they're not standard Elliott wave counts that we would really have a lot of confidence in, but it is possible that that's what we're looking at. And given this bottoming signal, this inverted head and shoulders, it does make it a fair possibility. For the bears, what we're looking at is that this move down is wave 1 of C lower, okay, where the move down here is, let me pull it out from under here, is wave A. This move up is wave B in black, and then we would be looking at wave C to this alternate red 4 down here in the 4,000 region. So we would be starting C down where we have 1 of C down and then 2 of C up towards the 44.93 to 45.66 region. And then a move down in wave 3 towards 4,100, then 4 and 5 on down to 4,000. So what do the bears have going for them? Well, the first thing is the impulsive wave to the upside did invalidate. It pulled back too far here and crossed over this wave 1 high. So that is an issue for the bulls. So the bears have that going for them. The structure favors them in that way. And the overall structure for the bears is a little more technically sound as we are not trying to chase a diagonal to the downside. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup. So what is going against the bears? Well, there's a couple things. Number one is this bottoming signal down here. It's going to make it awfully hard for them to continue to push lower when that is there. As you can see in all of these other places, when you get them, you generally get a pretty good rally up. The other thing is if you dig down into this count and zoom in on this move down where I have this A, okay, this is not a 5-wave structure to the downside, in my opinion, and that gives me a little bit of caution in the bearish count. It's more of a 3-wave structure down. So as I've been saying for a couple of days, this is why we need more information, because there's no confident count that I can jump in and say, this is definitely what I expect. And I'm okay with saying that because there are times in the market where you don't know what to expect because we're in this no man's land. We're kind of in between two counts. This leading diagonal to the upside and this C wave down, they're going to look very similar, okay, until finally they have a divergence, because what's going to happen is this leading diagonal is going to start up as it already has. We've had this move up, and it's going to top at about the same place as wave 2 should top. And then it's going to start moving down in wave B, and everybody's going to think, ooh, we got wave 3 down starting, and then it's going to reverse and catch everybody off guard and launch higher. On the flip side, if you're chasing that leading diagonal to the upside, okay, it's going to look like it's playing out perfect because you're going to get that A wave move up in 3 waves. Okay, then you're going to get that start to B down, and you're going to say, okay, we should see that bounce right here, and it's just going to keep exploding down in this wave 3 all the way down to 4,100, and people are going to be left behind. So it's going to be very difficult to have confidence in a count until we get this move up and then start down again, because they're going to look very similar until we either break this low, okay, moving down, which would confirm we're in this wave 3, or we stop and then go back up and take out the high, which would put us in that leading diagonal scenario. So when the trolls are down there in the comments saying, hey, you want it both ways, so you're never wrong, that's not it at all. What we're looking for is strong setups to trade, and that's all that really matters. I'm never concerned about being right. I'm concerned about what key levels hold and where, and when to trade them and how, so that I understand what the market's going to do and what the most probable setup for a successful trade is. And that's what we're looking at overall for both the bulls and the bears, guys. This blue count is my least favorite. I lean toward the black count just because it is a little more traditional in structure, but the leading diagonal definitely has a lot of things supporting it as well. So still not a lot of clarity on exactly how this is going to play out, whether we need this lower low or we're going to move higher. And I'm perfectly okay being patient and waiting for that to play out so that I have a strong trade set up in order to put my money to work when it makes sense. Okay, guys, over on the NASDAQ, we have very similar things going on for the bulls and bears, only slightly different counts. So you have the inverted head and shoulders here that's massive on the NASDAQ as well. You have the bottoming signal. This is actually the 4-hour chart, And the 1 day chart has the same day bottoming signal on it on the NASDAQ as did the ES. So one other thing the bulls do have going for them that I forgot to mention on the ES chart is positive divergence on the MACD. So this low here, okay, is a very low MACD reading. And then the low from just the other day here on the 14th is much higher. So if I make this the whole screen, you can see that the MACD is trending upward, even though this spike here was the much lower low than this spike here. And that's usually a positive sign for the bulls. So the bulls are lining up some things that can make a move higher possible. But again, the structure is the issue on the ES. On the NASDAQ, we have already completed wave 1, and we're looking to find a wave 2 bottom and then move higher. Okay? But this move up is not what I would call impulsive. So it would have to be a diagonal as well for wave 1 of 3 higher. And again, that's possible given the inverted head and shoulders, the daily bottoming signal, as well as the positive MACD or divergence. So we would be watching for that if this is going to play out higher from here. Otherwise, they need a new low to build off of, but they really need to hold 13,491. As we know, the 764 is an important level on the NASDAQ. Okay, guys, so that's what the bulls and bears have going for them. That's what we're looking at. Again, we're kind of in this no man's land of, are we going to get that black count lower or the leading diagonal higher? And that's really going to come down to how it plays out after we get up into that target area on the S&P 500. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It will take you right over to our webpage. Once you get over there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 amazing plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial because I want you to get in there, try it out, make sure you love it, and become part of our trading family. I treat all of my traders like family. I answer all their questions. I help them out. Anything I can do to help you guys succeed, that's why I'm there. Okay, but I want you to love it before you ever spend a penny. We have 2 incredible rooms. The first one is my Invest with Jacob room, and there you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, as well as all of your Elliott Wave questions answered. Okay, we do trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing trade, which means our trades last anywhere from a few days to a few months, and that's a little less than a day trading room trades. However, if you are looking for like individual stocks and day trading, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. Okay, in there you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as trading individual stocks, day trading, and PT's reduced risk binary trading method that kills the market. Here's the exciting announcement I talked about at the beginning of the video. He has started a challenge account with $4,000 in it, and he's trading many ES futures in it. And he is averaging 3 to 4% gains every week. All right. So if you want to really understand how to build a small account into something powerful, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. You get that 1-week free trial so you can see what's going on in there and make sure you love it. Guys, we would love to have you in there so we can make some money together. All right, guys, key takeaways for today. We need more information. We're kind of in this no man's land, as we all know. We would like to see if we can get this pullback in B and then up to this wave 2 level. And then from there, it will depend on the pullback. So if we get a pullback that holds and goes higher, the leading diagonal takes the lead. If the pullback breaks this low, then it is much more likely we are in this wave 3 down and will ultimately hit that 4,000 level. Over on the NASDAQ, same situation, only slightly different. The leading diagonal up for wave 1 of 3 is still possible. However, we could also see a lower low here that holds 13,491 that they can build off of from there and get a wave 1 of 3 up. All right, guys, this is my last video of the week, which means it's my weekend. I hope you enjoy your weekend. Have a drink, enjoy your family, and I will talk to you next week.